Sometime this week, somebody's going to hand you a menu or scan your groceries or hold a door open for you. You go through your whole life passing people, bumping into people, complete strangers who have built entire worlds you know nothing about. You can walk right past one of the most remarkable people in this world and never find out, unless you ask. Last night, a man refilled our water glasses and then brought us a plate of the most delicious steaming dumplings I've ever tasted. And it turns out this man has climbed Mount Everest 15 times. On May 26, 2003, he went from base camp to the summit in 10 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds, faster than any human being ever had before. And then he quit to go run a restaurant down by the entrance gate of Mount Rainier National Park. And we're here to find out why. I'm Erica, and these are my kids, Big and Little, and their dad, Cyrus. Our brains work best when we're moving, when we can touch things, when we can ask questions the second we think of them. Traditional classrooms weren't really built for us, so we're homeschooling, learning our way through all 63 national parks, one trail at a time. This week, we're at Mount Rainier, and my 6-year-old is going to try to walk 6 miles. But first...
Okay, folks, boots by the door. Big, is your Camelback full?
It's mostly full.
All the way full? Come on. I see it. Fill it up. Little, did you go potty yet? I get it. Just try. Okay, everyone's got to eat a real breakfast. We got to fill up those tummies before we go. And guess what? Everyone needs to pack 6 snacks.
6?
Yep, you'll eat them all. You'll see.
That's Dad, Cyrus. Every big day in this family starts exactly the same way. Him making sure we have what we need before we know we need it. Nobody notices this part. The getting ready part never makes it into anybody's story. But it's the reason the rest of today is even possible. There's one more thing you need to know before we start walking. Hiking has been hard for Little. Her legs are shorter than everybody else's, but today she's the one who decided that she was going to tackle this mountain. So, together we chose Skyline Trail, a 6-mile hike with over 1,000 feet of altitude gain. But this story doesn't start on the mountain. It starts the night before, at dinner. Because think about it. If you were about to make your first big climb, who would you want to ask about it? You'd want the person who's done it over and over and over again. Right by the park gate, down in a little town called Ashford, there's a restaurant called Wildberry. From the road, it looks like a normal little mountain diner. Inside, it's warm yellow walls with blue accents. And the second the door opens, the smell of delicious food hits you, which after a cold day on the mountain makes your mouth water. And the walls are covered in, well, do you guys remember what we saw?
Climbing gear, ice axes, and ropes. Big scary boots with spikes.
Himalayan prayer flags strung all the way across the ceiling. Blue, white, red, green, yellow. The man who owns Wildberry is named Lhakpa Gelu Sherpa. He's tall, wiry, with black hair simply cut, his sleeves pushed up. The way he moves is also interesting, gliding around the restaurant with intention, but a subtlety that doesn't really draw notice. He's serious and focused as he winds his way between the tables, making sure everyone has exactly what they need. But here's who that man is. Lhakpa Gelu Sherpa has stood on the summit of Mount Everest 15 times. And let me just stop and share a little bit about what that means. Mount Everest is the highest place on this planet, 29,032 feet. It's so high up there that it's just about where the airplanes fly. And there's so little air that every breath gives you about 1/3 of the oxygen you're getting right now. So you don't just have to climb the big mountain. You have to do it carrying big tanks of air on your back just to make it to the top. Okay, look up at Rainier again. The whole white giant, bottom to top. Now, in your mind, stack a second one on top of it. That's Everest. 2 Rainiers, one on top of the other, almost exactly. And Lhakpa climbed it, base camp to the summit of Everest, in 10 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds. And this mountain, the one under our boots right now, he's been to the top of Rainier 94 times. He's climbed in Antarctica, Alaska, Argentina, and then he walked away from it and opened a small restaurant beside a park gate. One last thing before we get into the interview. Lhakpa learned English as a grown man after he moved here while he was working. And we recorded this interview over WhatsApp on spotty Starlink. So this isn't studio clean. Lean in and listen close. Hello? Lhakpa, can you hear us?
Oh,
It's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I'd love for the kids to hear a little bit about your upbringing in Nepal. What was it like for you when you were little?
I grew up with poor family. I didn't have any chance to go to good school. Our area, there's the school is only the grade 4. When I quit school, I was physically very strong and I'm starting the border.
Big, do you know what a porter does?
Carry stuff.
Yeah, carries the bags, the tents, the food, the heavy packs, all the way up the mountain for other people to climb. That was his very first job. He was the kid in the back that nobody notices, carrying the loads so that somebody else can get to the top. That is where the fastest climber started.
What does the word Sherpa mean?
Lots of people saying the Sherpa means border, but that's not true. Shar means the east and Pa means the people, which is the people came from the east. 500 years ago, a Sherpa came from Tibet. Sherpa is one of the ethnic group.
I'm glad he cleared that up because it's easy to mix up. Being a porter is a job. Sherpa is who his people are. The Sherpa people are a whole ethnic group with their own language and culture who came over the mountains from Tibet hundreds of years ago.
We take the people on the mountain, almost 90% people never seen any mountaineering gear, never climbing any mountain. We teach them how to wear the climbing gear, what kind of food you have to eat, walking on the snow, and then going up and descending. We have the guide. We are responsible for the people in the mountains.
It's not just Lakpa's job to get them up to the summit. His job is to bring them back. That's a different mindset. And the hardest part of the whole job, he told me, isn't the cold, and it isn't the danger. He told us a little bit about how difficult it can be when people get disoriented or when they get altitude sick. In those cases, it can be dangerous.
Sometimes the fans, they just want to try to go to the summit and they have not enough energy or they're not going to eat enough food. And then we tell them, hey, please, you have to eat, you have to eat. They say, no, 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 I can't eat, I can drink. And then we tell them, that means we have to turn around. I mean, we don't want to go turn around. No, no, I have to go summit. They don't listen. And then very difficult to take care of them.
So the man who almost died going for an all-out record on Everest is telling people to slow down, eat, and sometimes turn around. Because coming home matters more than getting to the top. And he knows that better than anyone else from his own experience. On May 26, 2003, he broke the world record for climbing Mount Everest. Up and back, almost no sleep, barely stopping. When he made it down, he could hardly stand.
When I get back the distance, I feel almost died.
That's very scary. I mean, it sounds like you weren't taking care of yourself like you take care of all of the people who you guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. The greatest climb of his whole life, and it nearly killed him. And then he did something that nobody saw coming. Everest's fastest climber just stopped.
When I guiding the mountain, I'm going away from the families for so many years. So many people killed, and then they says, now you have to stop for the climbing. I don't have any choice, and then I'm quit the mountaineering.
He quit the one thing that he was the best in the entire world at, and he walked away from it, partly because it's dangerous and his family was scared for him, but mostly for his kids.
I've been guiding for 45 years, but when I'm guiding, I'm out from the family for a long time. I have 2 sons and 1 daughter. We bring my family to here for the kids educated because I never get educated for myself.
He never got to go to school past the 4th grade, so he moved his whole family across the entire planet so his kids could have the school he never got. And it worked. His oldest son graduated, the first person in Lakpa's whole family line to finish high school. And he opened that restaurant so he could be home with them instead of gone on some mountain. And he still takes care of people. It just looks different now. And when I asked him what he'd tell a little kid going on an adventure, his advice was simple.
Just make sure everything's okay. Just make sure you have everything with you. Gear, food, water.
Make sure you have everything with you. He and Daddy would be really good friends. So what can we learn from him before our big hike? Here are 3 big rules. Ready? Rule 1. Be prepared. Have everything you need before you take a single step. And you know what? We already did rule 1 this morning. Remember how Dad ensured we had filled the water bottles, the snacks, the big breakfast? That was rule 1. Rule 2, go slow and take care of yourself. Eat, drink, rest. And rule 3, you are always allowed to turn around.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go on Little's biggest hike ever.
All right, before we set off, let me show you the shape of this park. It's a massive round park, a bullseye with the summit of Rainier right in the middle. Tilt your head back as far as it will go. See that white dome way up there? The one that looks like it's sitting on top of the clouds? That's the summit. 14,411 feet. It's white with snow the whole way up. So big it makes its own weather. People here don't say it's a sunny day or it's a clear day. They say the mountain is out. Right now we're standing in the south at a spot called Paradise. And that really is its name. Back in 1885, a woman named Verinda Longmire hiked up into these meadows when they were exploding with wildflowers and said,
Oh, what's a paradise?
and it stuck. But this mountain had a name for thousands of years before anyone wrote paradise on a map. This is the homeland of the Coast Salish nations, and they're still here today. A lot of them don't call this mountain Rainier. They call it Tahoma. Tahoma means mother of waters because every river around here comes from the mountain's ice. Hear that? That sound underneath everything, that's water, and it never stops here. There's a creek running under that snowbank over there. There's a waterfall dropping off a ledge in a white braid with the whole mountain standing up behind it.
There's so many waterfalls everywhere.
Every single one of these starts as ice up top. That's what Tahoma means. So the trail we're going to do today, the Skyline Trail, goes up from here, 6 miles, straight up and around. And I'm not going to lie to you about the beginning. It's steep.
It's really steep.
This first part is the hardest of the whole day, almost straight up. And I know your legs feel great right now, and the hill is right there, and you want to get to the top. But remember, the man who climbed Everest faster than anyone ever had spent last night telling us to slow down and take our time. So we're going to take it slow. 1 foot, then the other foot. That's rule 2. And that starts right here. Freeze. Nobody move. Do you see him? He is enormous. That is a hoary marmot. He's the size of a house cat, a badly overfed house cat, a good 2 feet long, and he might weigh 15 pounds. The really fat ones can get up over 20. He's got silver gray across his shoulders, like somebody dusted him with frost. That's actually what his name means. Hoary, frosty. He's dark brown towards his back end, and look at his little feet. They're black, like he's wearing boots. His whole little marmot family is tucked into the rocks, and he sits up on the highest boulder and goes, "Heads up, something's coming." People around here call them whistle pigs. He's their lookout.
He takes care of them.
Yes, he takes care of them. And look how chunky he is. Right now, he is eating like it's his job. And by fall, he will have eaten so many blueberries that his cheeks actually turn purple.
His cheeks turn purple?
Purple. Little blueberry mustache all over his face. In about 6 weeks, he's going to go down into a burrow underneath those rocks with his whole family. And they pull dirt and grass in behind them and plug the door shut from the inside, kind of like us in our little camper bed. And then he sleeps from October to May. That marmot does not eat one single thing. He goes to sleep, round and fat. And then he comes out in the spring having lost close to half of his body weight. And then he climbs back up on this exact rock and starts the whole thing over again. And you know what? We only saw him because we slowed down. If we'd charged up the hill, we'd have blown right past him.
Mom, can you carry me? My legs are done.
Yeah, come here, Bug. Get on my back. I got you.
The whole way?
No, not the whole way. You're going to finish this one yourself. I know it's your goal to do this hike. But right now, your tank's on empty, and that's allowed. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, Lil, I spy with my little eye something yellow. Mom's water bottle? Nope. That guy's hat? Nope. Keep looking. That flower, the little yellow one. Yes!
That's a glacier lily, by the way. One of the first things to bloom the second the snow melts. And the purple carpet all around us, that's lupine. There is no bare ground here, none. It's grass and flowers all the way up this slope. Little white avalanche lilies, magenta paintbrush, and they're all knee-high because they only get about 10 weeks to live. 10 weeks. This exact spot was under more than 10 feet of snow in April. This whole meadow only exists because the volcano feeds it. Thousands of years of volcanic ash made the richest flower dirt in the world. Okay, stop. Everybody look over to the left.
Is that snow?
That's a glacier, the Nisqually Glacier. It's a river of ice, and it is very slowly sliding down this mountain right now while we stand here. Rainier has 24 glaciers, more glaciers and glacial ice than any single mountain in the whole contiguous United States.
Wait, you just said Rainier was a volcano.
It is a volcano.
So there's a volcano under all that ice?
Right at the very top, the volcano breathes out steam, and all that heat has melted a secret maze of caves inside the summit ice. Miles of tunnels. And deep inside of them, hidden under the ice, there's even a lake. The highest lake on the whole continent.
Could it blow up like right now?
No, not today. There are little machines all over, listening 24 hours a day. If it were going to do something, they would know way ahead of time because of the vent activity and the earthquakes. But I'm going to be straight with you. Rainier is one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the whole country. It's just the scary thing isn't the lava.
It's not lava?
It's mud. When you breathe on a piece of ice, what happens?
Your teeth get breathing.
Well, when you breathe on the piece of ice, what happens to the ice?
It melts.
Yeah, exactly. See all this ice? The mountain warms up just a little, and a giant chunk of ice suddenly melts all at once. All of that water grabs the loose rock and dirt and turns it into a river of mud the size of a whole valley, moving as fast as a car. They have a name for it. Do you remember? It's called a
Lahar. How big?
Well, a long, long time ago, before any towns were here, one giant lahar came off this mountain and buried an area as big as a whole city under mud deeper than a house. Today, there are towns down in those valleys. So now, you know what the kids down there do? They have lahar drills. Just like kids have fire drills in the schools, but real schools down there, thousands of kids practice hiking to high ground really fast, just in case. And there are big sirens ready to warn them. That is how you live next door to a giant.
That must be scary for them.
Well, we all live with something, don't we? Hurricanes down in the southeast, tornadoes right through the middle, and what do we have in the west?
Earthquakes.
And
Fires.
yes, everybody's got their own giant. You just learn to get ready for it and to deal with it when it comes. But you can't live your whole life scared. And something is changing right now while we stand here. This ice, there used to be more of it. A lot more. That Nisqually Glacier right in front of us has been backing up the mountain about 140 feet every single year. That's like losing 3, almost 4 school buses parked end to end. And these glaciers are melting 6 times faster than they used to. The coat of ice this mountain has worn for thousands of years is getting thinner because of climate change, because the whole climate is warming and the temperature of the earth is rising. The mountain you climb when you're a grown-up is going to look very different than it does today, and that's why we're here doing this right now.
I don't want it to melt.
I know, love. Me neither.
Dad, I'm hungry.
I hear you. Here's a PB&J, and there's more water in my pack if you need a drink.
See? And there it is. While I'm up here chatting, you know who's been quietly doing the guide thing this whole time?
Daddy!
Yeah, Dad's the one who packed every snack, who's mentally tracking our water, who drove us up that scary road with all the switchbacks a few days ago, and who's going to drive us all the way back tonight. Nobody's ever going to take a summit photo of Dad remembering the PB&J. But without him, there's no climb.
That PB&J was heroic, actually.
It's deeply heroic.
Mom, my legs are tired.
Hey, come here. Sit with me. Real questions, real answers, okay? Does anything hurt?
No.
Are you cold, dizzy, sick to your tummy?
No, my legs are just really, 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 really tired.
Okay, that matters, because if something's wrong, like you're hurt or you're sick or the water's gone, we turn around, always. That's rule 3. But tired is different. Tired just means it's getting hard. Let's take a break here and go back to our conversation with Lhakpa. You know what Lhakpa said to me when I asked him how he psyched himself up to finish his Everest climb? It was so simple.
That's my goal. My goal is I have to do it. And then I keep doing it.
He knew his goal, and he took one step and then another. This morning, you set a goal. You wanted to walk the whole 6 miles. Is it still your goal?
Yeah, I think I can do it.
You don't have to if you don't want.
No, Mom, look! No way!
Do you see it?
That's a goat!
And then every parent listening knows exactly what happens next. They're just off. It turns out I Can't Walk runs pretty fast when there's a mountain goat involved. Okay, 10 more steps. 10. That's all that's left. Look down. Look at the ground. There's no more flowers. It's all gravel and broken rock up here. Gray and black, crunching under your boots. This wind does not stop. And it's a lot colder than it was at the car. We're at 6,800 feet. This is called Panorama Point, and it's the very top of our hike. You see that whole line of dark, jagged peaks, the sharp ones? This morning, we were at the bottom looking up at everything. Now we're level with the peaks. That wide, flat one out there, do you see how the top looks odd, like somebody sliced it off? That's Mount St. Helens. It used to come to a point, but in 1980, it blew its entire top off, and that's all that's left. The big white one is Mount Adams, and that one way out to the edge of everything, so faint it barely looks real, that's Mount Hood. That's not even Washington anymore. You're looking all the way out into Oregon. Now turn all the way back around and look up. Rainier goes another 7,600 feet above where our boots are standing right now. That long snowfield, the slope that goes up and up till it just disappears into the clouds, that's where the climbers go. If you look really hard, you can still see them, a little string of dots moving up on the snow. Lhakpa has walked up that slope 94 times. And now we go down. Going down is the whole second half of the job.
Hi, I like your backpack. Hello, you're almost there. You're basically at the top.
She does that to everybody. Every single person we pass on the way up. You're doing great. You're almost there. She's been doing it all day, even while I was carrying her.
She told that guy she liked his head.
She did. You know, all day I've been telling you about the help you don't notice. My carrying arms, Dad's snacks, your fun game to distract Little from being tired. And it turns out Little has been helping the whole time, just with words. That helps somebody get up a mountain too.
I'm a helper?
Yeah, Bug, you are. Well, we made it.
But you carried me.
Yeah, and that's okay. Sometimes somebody carries you, and sometimes you carry somebody else. That's just how life works. And now one more thing for you guys riding along with us in the car. Next time somebody helps you up your own mountain, and your mountain might be homework or learning to ride a bike or even a real mountain, let them. Then tell them thank you, and keep an eye out for somebody you can help next. And if you're ever driving through Washington in the summer, do me a favor and stop at the Wildberry Restaurant in Ashford, right by the park gate. Get the momos and the chicken thali, and say hi to Lhakpa. 15 Everests, 94 Rainiers, and a world speed record on the highest mountain there is. He'll bring you your water and never mention a single one of them. This episode was recorded on the ancestral home of the Nisqually, the Puyallup, the Muckleshoot, the Cowlitz, Squaxin Island, and the Yakima peoples, and other Coast Salish nations. They are here today, and they have cared for this mountain for thousands of years, long before the first climber, long before the park, long before us. They gave her the name that says what she truly is, Tahoma, Mother of Waters, and we are so grateful to be guests on this land. This episode was produced by the Rome School family. For show notes, resources, and ways to support Mount Rainier National Park, visit romeschoolfamily.com.